You act like, oh, because I have my genitalia, since I have this private part, I'm the prize. No, the prize is who's ever in demand, and women are not in demand anymore.
For years, men were criticized for stepping away from dating and marriage. Now, more women are starting to understand why. In today's video, we're breaking down what's changed, what's driving the shift, and why this conversation matters more than ever. Stay with me until the end. You won't want to miss this.
So I saw this interview of a guy asking a girl what she brings to the table, and her response is exactly why men are tired of dating. She basically said she doesn't have to bring anything to the table and got offended that he even asked her that question. This entitled mindset is why men are walking away from dating. Here's what I realized. Men have been taught since birth how to treat women, but we as women are taught our entire lives how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Like, think about it. From the time we're little girls, we're told what we deserve, what we should expect, what standards we should have, but nobody teaches us what we should give, how we should support, or what we should contribute. Men from a very early age learn about respect, providing, protecting, leading, and making a woman feel valued. But what are women learning? How to receive, demand, expect, and be catered to? We're taught that we're queens who deserve to be worshipped, but nobody teaches us how to be the type of woman worth worshiping. And the dating advice women get from other women is so toxic. We have this mentality, if he won't, then someone else will. So if he won't pay for your dates or buy you expensive gifts or treat you like a queen, then guess what? Someone else will. Like, that's basically the dating advice for women, and it's so messed up. Like, imagine if the roles were reversed and men were like, if she can't cook or won't clean or support or respect me, then someone else will. Women would lose their freaking minds. And then y'all would start calling that toxic masculinity. We've literally created a generation of women who think they deserve everything while bringing absolutely nothing to the table. And then we wonder why men are walking away from dating altogether. Men are expected to have money, a career, a car, a house, emotional intelligence, leadership skills, the ability to provide and protect. But when they ask what women bring, suddenly that's offensive. Meanwhile, men are working on themselves, building their careers, focusing on their fitness and finances, learning how to be a better partner. And what are women doing? Complaining that there are no good men while refusing to become good women. The dating advice for women has become what can you get, not what you can give. It's about finding someone who serves you, not someone you can serve alongside. And here's the contradiction that nobody wants to talk about. Us women can't say, get rid of the patriarchy, and then expect men to give you patriarchal privileges. You can't demand equality and then still expect men to pay for everything, approach you first, and provide for you. We want to tear down traditional gender roles when it benefits us, but keep them when they serve us? That's not equality. That's having your cake and eating it too. And then we act shocked when men choose to focus on themselves instead of dealing with entitled, demanding women who offer nothing but expect everything. This is why men are going their own way. This is why they're choosing peace over relationships. We literally made dating not worth their time or energy. You can't expect to receive what you're not willing to give. Like attracts like, so become the person you want to be with. Stop asking what men can do for you and start asking what you can do for them. That's how you become irreplaceable.
The economy in 2026 isn't easy. Everything costs more, yet one question keeps coming up. She actually made one of the biggest points people avoid. Relationships aren't built on entitlement. They're built on reciprocity. If one person is expected to constantly prove their value while the other gets offended for being asked the same question, that's not equality. I also respect that she admitted women aren't always taught what they should contribute, because accountability starts with honesty. The problem isn't having standards, it's expecting benefits without matching effort. Men aren't quitting because they hate relationships. They're quitting deals that don't make sense anymore.
It took me 2 divorces to realize I became emotionally abusive partner because of toxic attachment. My second husband looked at me across the kitchen table and said, "I love you, but but I can't do this anymore. You're suffocating me. I wanted to argue, to explain, to tell him he was wrong. But somewhere inside, I knew he wasn't. I'd been here before, 7 years earlier. Different man, same words.
My first husband said, "You need me to prove I love you every single day."
And it's still never enough. I told myself he was the problem. Emotionally unavailable. Couldn't handle a woman who loves hard. I deserved better. So I found better. A man who showed up, who communicated, who did everything right. And within 2 years, I turned him into the same exhausted person my first husband became. I checked his phone, not once, constantly. I needed to know where he was, who he texted, why he took 30 minutes longer at the store. A female coworker's name would send me into a spiral that lasted days. Do you still love me? I'd ask, sometimes twice a day. His yes would calm me for an hour, then the panic would come back.
If he wanted a night with his friends, I made him feel guilty.
If he didn't text back fast enough, I assumed the worst. If he seemed distant, I was convinced he was leaving, so I'd pick a fight just to get a reaction. Any reaction, because anger felt better than silence. I told myself this was love, passion, that I just felt things deeply. It wasn't love, it was control. And underneath the control was terror. My therapist said something that broke me open. You're not loving him. You're managing your fear of abandonment by controlling his every move. That's not a relationship.
That's a hostage situation. I sat in my car after that session and sobbed.
Because I finally saw it. I wasn't the victim of 2 bad marriages. I was the reason 2 good men left. But here's what took longer to understand. I didn't become this way by accident. I grew up in a house where love was unpredictable. My father was there, then gone, then back, then gone again. My mother would hold me close one week and be emotionally absent the next. I never knew which version of him I'd get. So I learned to watch, to monitor, to scan for signs that someone was about to leave and do everything in my power to stop it. That little girl who couldn't make her parents stay, she was running my marriages. Every accusation, every checked phone, every "do you still love me?" that was her. Terrified, desperate, trying to control what she couldn't control at 6 years old.
I was 44 when I finally understood this. Sitting alone in an apartment, 2 divorces behind me, wondering if I was just broken.
A friend sent me a quiz, Liven. Said it helped her understand patterns she'd been repeating for decades. I took it at 1 a.m., 3 minutes, and it mapped exactly what was happening inside me: the anxious attachment, the nervous system stuck in survival mode, the childhood wiring that made me experience love as something I had to fight to keep. Week 2, I noticed the urge to check a man's phone. I didn't do it. First time in 20 years. Week 5, a guy I was dating didn't text back for a few hours. I felt the panic rise, but instead of spiraling, I paused, named it, let it pass. Week 8, he said, "I need a night with my boys." I said, "Have fun," and meant it. No guilt trip, no silent punishment when he got home. That pause didn't exist before Liven. Not once in 2 marriages. I'm 48 now. I am not in a relationship yet. But for the first time, I trust myself to be in one without destroying it. If you see yourself in this story, the constant need for reassurance, the checking, the controlling disguised as caring, it's not because you're toxic, it's because you're terrified. And that terror started long before any relationship. Take the 3-minute quiz. It shows you where the pattern began and how to finally stop repeating it. Before you lose another good man to a wound that was never about him.
She stopped blaming every ex and looked in the mirror. Her childhood explains where the fear came from, but it doesn't erase the damage those men experienced. Love can't survive when one person has to constantly prove they're innocent or committed every single day. The biggest takeaway is that accountability and healing can exist together without making excuses. That's how you break a cycle instead of passing it on to the next relationship.
Don't come on this social media thing and put your trauma, your bad decision making out on the impressionable minds of good women. The same way that there are bad women like this, in my opinion, out here, there are bad men out there. And y'all need to go find y'all little group and stay over there. But it's very disgusting to me. And I have to rest on the side of the man for this episode, because it's like, I could not imagine being a man seeing this mess. Like, I talk to a lot of the married men, you know, in my circle, and they see the stuff and the caliber of women and the content that goes viral on these different podcasts and on these different TikToks and social media. And all they can say is, thank God they're not out there dating. And then you have men who are really, 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 really good men, but they have these bad experiences. You know, and this is what they see and they're just over it.
Melanie P. Talk to him.
Scary with Melanie P. That's scary with Melanie P. Come on. Here we go.
Now, this is what accountability sounds like. When somebody isn't afraid to upset their own side. Too many people excuse toxic behavior when it's convenient, then act shocked when decent people check out of dating. You can't spend years mocking, shaming, and demanding from people, then wonder why they're hesitant to commit. Reality doesn't care about hashtags or viral takes. It cares about incentives. Treat good people well, or watch them build a peaceful life without you.
You know, I see why men are staying single, because look around. We have women out here bragging about not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of their home, not being soft, and not being supportive. And then expecting a man to show up as a provider, leader, planner, protector, and lover, while giving him absolutely nothing in return. And yes, I will be the one to say it. A home needs a woman who actually enjoys being a woman. A woman who takes pride in making her home feel warm and peaceful. A woman who loves her man in the same way that she wants to be loved. That is not oppression, that is care. Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet. Tired of disrespect. Tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So, they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
Let's be honest. Nobody signs up to be somebody else's full-time provider while getting part-time appreciation. You can't keep saying, accept me as I am, while handing someone a 10-page list of what they need to become for you. Standards are fine, but standards without self-reflection turn into entitlement. A relationship isn't an application where only one person gets interviewed. If both people aren't investing, somebody eventually checks out.
You know what I've noticed? Women will leave a marriage because they are just unhappy. But men, they will stay through the years of attitude, rejection, and flat out disrespect, trying to hold on to the promise they made. And that's the difference. Women chase happiness, but men fight to keep commitment. And that might sting a little, but it's true. There is a big difference between being unhappy and being ungrateful. Unhappy can be worked on. It can be fixed with effort, communication, and humility. Ungrateful, that's when you stop seeing the good right in front of you. Sometimes it is not that your husband stopped trying. It's that you stopped noticing. You stopped thanking him. You stopped respecting him. You stopped showing him the love you expect back. And eventually, even the strongest man gets tired of being treated like he doesn't matter. Men do not usually give up fast. They give up quietly. And by the time they do, it's not because they stopped loving you. It's because they were done begging to be loved back. So before you say you are just unhappy, ask yourself, are you giving the same effort and respect you are asking for?
That line hit different. Men don't give up fast. They give up quietly. A man can love you and still get tired of feeling invisible. Respect, gratitude, and effort aren't optional extras. They're relationship fuel. If one person keeps pouring while the other keeps taking, eventually the tank runs dry. Love dies a little at a time when appreciation disappears.
This is the hard truth that everyone's avoiding.
You'll listen to all these catty on like the whatever podcast, like, well, maybe some women are stronger than men. You're one of them. Yeah. You did actual powerlifting for a while. What were some of your big lifts?
My 1 rep maxes that for myself, I think 155 bench press, 325 deadlift, 225 squat.
That's pretty impressive.
I do think it's shaped my perspective because I know that my untrained husband who doesn't work out religiously, within a couple months of just learning some basic technique would blow past me, after years and years of me. It comes down to physics.
Yeah.
Men have more mass, they have denser bones, they have bigger muscles, they have more testosterone, and it's literally science.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
as Christians, we're always called the science deniers, but we're the ones that understand that gender doesn't mean anything unless it references sex.
Yeah.
I actually appreciate that she separated personal feelings from observable reality. She didn't say women can't be strong. She said average physical differences exist, and that's supported by biology. Acknowledging differences doesn't determine anyone's worth or potential. Too many debates go off the rails because people treat any difference as an insult instead of a fact. Real conversations get easier when we stop pretending reality has to match ideology.